Welcome back, beauties. Let's get spooky. To start off, if you don't have this color, mix orange and pink together. It'll make this coral color that I'm using. But we're going to make Patrick today, and he's going to be a ghostly Patrick. So to start off, we're going to make an upside down V. Instead of having a pointy tip for your V, you're going to round it off. This is going to be the top of Patrick's head. So I am just making that V and just bringing my lines down, and I'm going to fill it in, doing long strokes to fill in Patrick's body. So now we're going to draw Patrick's arms. We're going to also make it in a V shape, but we're going to do it in a 45-degree angle from Patrick's head, because their arms, we're not going to make them as long as his head either. We're just going to bring him out towards the side. So Patrick is saying boo, so we're wanting for his arms to be in the air, but still appear connected to his body. Thus, we're going to bring it inwards towards the bottom. And we're going to do the same on the other side. You can kind of compare this to a cactus. And I'm just bringing the arm down towards the same area that I ended the rest of his body. And this is what it should look like. So my boy Patrick, he loved thickness, so we're going to just bring out his waist area a little outward to give him that belly and kind of give him that thickness that he's missing. His bottom area, I'm drawing a smiley and connecting it to the other side. And this is going to be the bottom of his belly and the top of his pants. I'm just going to fill in the area with the coral color. And this is what it should look like before moving on to Patrick's ghost body. So for the ghost body, we're going to go in with a yellow, and we're going to make a squiggly V, or almost like a squiggly S, and we're going to drag it out pretty far. And this is going to be Patrick's ghost tail. And at the end of the tail, we're going to go up and drag it towards the other side of Patrick's waist. And then we're going to fill in his pants or his tail with the yellow color. As I get towards Patrick's stomach, I'm being really careful because I don't want for there to be any yellow going onto his stomach area, to avoid some post work that I would have to be doing if I was to bring the yellow too far upward. So I'm just being really careful as I use the yellow around his waist. I'm gonna make his ghost tail a little thicker for symmetrical purposes. It's up to you, but I felt like my tail was a little too thin for the rest of his body, so I made it a little bit thicker so it could look a little bit more proportional. So now we're going to do some lining or some outlining with black. This is just simply to just accentuate the features and make parts of your picture stand out more. So I'm first going to start off by accentuating the waistline to show that there is a difference between Patrick's waist and his pants. You want for your line to be as thin as possible, but don't get too caught up on it, because after you do your lining, you always want to go back and clean it up with whatever color is used on the inside. So in this case, it would be the color yellow, because right now I'm lining his pants. But again, don't get too caught up on making your lines super perfect. It's okay if they're not as thin as you would like for them to be, but don't make them super messy either, because your post work will be hell and you don't want that, girl. And again, you're just simply just tracing everything that's going to be standing out. Now let's make some eyeballs. So I'm going to start off with the furthest eyeball, and this is just for placement purposes. This is allowing for me to really just get where I want the eyeballs to be positioned at. I'm simply just making the outline. I'm not going to worry about filling it in. And then I'm going to move over to the left eyeball and make that one instead. I want for it to appear as if Patrick is looking off into the distance towards the right. So I'm not centering them, nor am I making them very circular. They're more like half circles. But I'm going to go ahead and start filling in the left eyeball. And then after I filled that one in, I'm going to go back and fill in the right. My left eyeball is a little bit too straight, so I am going to just give it a little bit more curvature so it can still have that circular appearance of an eyeball, but not curving it out too much, making it a full circle. Now for the outlining, again starting with the right eyeball, I am just simply outlining the right eyeball on the outer portion. I'm not going to do any work in the middle, because I want for the left eyeball to overlap. Again, focusing on the fact that I want for Patrick to be looking off towards the right. I'm going to start at the middle for the left eyeball to go ahead and give it that curvature that I'm wanting for it to have. And then continue with outlining the remaining portion of the left eyeball. I'm going to go ahead and outline the rest of his body. Because of the way that I have my Patrick turn, I am going to outline his belly all the way on the right side, and I'm going to make a line to where it shows that his arm is on the opposite side of his body, but I'm not going to do the same on the left side. On the left side, I am going to just outline his body, and it's not going to completely outline his stomach area. I'm going to kind of bring it inwards to show that it is his waist, but bring it up all the way towards the tip of his hand or arm, and then kind of bring it inward to show that his arm is in the air. To add some definition, I'm going to put, I call them smileys, but I'm going to put some smileys underneath Patrick's eyes, and then Patrick is saying boo. So we're going to really emphasize on the ooh part, and we're going to make his mouth in the shape of a 0. Same concept underneath his mouth. To provide some definition, I'm going to draw a smiley underneath his mouth and do the same concept for his belly button. I'm going to do a big smiley and then a very small one. And then for his chest area, I'm just drawing little dots. And I put a little dot underneath his mouth, on his arms, and on his, I guess, forehead or the top of his head. And then doing the same for his pupils, in which I'm just centering the dot inside of the white area. For his eyebrows, I'm going to just draw straight lines. They're a little bit thicker than what I typically would because I want for it to be noticeable that these are eyebrows. But I'm going to draw straight lines just directly above his eyes. And for the eyebrow on the right, I'm bringing it a little off of Patrick's face because it's going to help with the appearance of the fact that Patrick is looking off towards the right. And this is what you should have. It's coming together. Now, bikini bottom time. Bikini bottom time. Using a teal, we're going to draw the signature SpongeBob flower and fill it in with the teal color. Honestly, I'm just doing random placements, so do whatever you want, girl. But I thought that having one off towards the side would be perfect. I really didn't want any in the center. I liked the concept and the idea of having them kind of be like half bikini bottom flowers. But again, you can do whatever you want. Oh, also, I put a line underneath Patrick's waist area under the line where I drew for his pants to just kind of really just show that these are pants. And I left a little bit of space in between the first line and the second line. Now I'm using a neon green by Valentino, and I wiped majority of the polish off onto the bottle, but I'm doing a very thin layer to give Patrick his ghostly glow, and I'm just using it to just paint around Patrick versus the entire nail. And I'm spreading the paint out as much as possible because I want for it to be very thin and just kind of be like that ghouly glow that a ghost would have, or at least in cartoons. I don't know about in real life, but I'm just spreading it out, and then I'm going to cure it for the recommended time and then paint it with top coat, and voila. It's definitely spectacular, and I had so much fun drawing this drawing. If you guys enjoyed this video, do be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be posting more in-depth tutorials for Halloween drawings coming soon. But thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.